Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really digging into YouTube success. We're looking at two, well, radically different ways people build an audience and actually make money.
Yeah, two completely different blueprints.
Exactly. Our mission today is to kind of give you the shortcut to understanding these extremes. You know, the low-effort, high-volume stuff versus the big, complex, high-stakes viral game.
And what's really interesting is how our sources lay this out. It's this duality, right? You've got one guy talking about leveraging quick YouTube shorts, like a formula for just churning out content fast.
Right.
And then totally opposite, there's this deep dive into Mr. Beast, a strategy that's all about high investment, complexity, basically long-term domination.
So the big question we want you to think about as we go through this is pretty fundamental, isn't it? When you decide you want to build something online in this like super crowded space, do you go for the quick stuff, the low stakes factory approach?
Yeah.
Or do you commit to the multi-year, maybe multi-million-dollar master plan? Let's unpack both, starting with that quick win idea.
Okay, so YouTube Shorts. Since they rolled out everywhere, yeah, they've definitely become a huge way to get views. And crucially, they do make money. People are succeeding with these short vertical videos, just like on other platforms, and getting millions of views.
And what kind of jumped out from the sources about this low content strategy is just how efficient it's supposed to be. Like, often you don't even have to make the original video yourself.
Right. That brings us to the first method they talk about, repurposing content. The idea is you find videos on TikTok or Instagram Reels, other people's stuff, and you just upload them.
Okay, but hang on, because this is where we need to really look closely. The sources are super clear on this, or at least they should be. For this to work and, be ethical,
Yeah.
you have to add value. Like, make a compilation, give it a theme, and this is the big one. You absolutely must ask the original creator for permission first.
And that's the huge catch, right? The sources might mention it, but they often kind of skate over it in the whole get views fast story. Think about the volume you'd need, sometimes dozens of uploads a day. You'd need to be constantly talking to creators all over the world, getting permission, tracking it all, managing distribution. It suddenly goes from low-effort content to high-effort admin and rights management. It's a whole different job.
That really changes the picture. The second you bring in permission, that whole low-effort angle kind of evaporates. Unless you're just ignoring that part.
And risking copyright strikes down the line, yeah.
So maybe the real insight isn't just repurposing, but the sheer system you need to build to do it right, ethically, and at scale.
Exactly. So if that sounds like way too much hassle, the second low-content method the sources suggest is purely creating your own stuff in a niche with basically zero barrier to entry, affirmations.
Affirmations, like short positive sayings.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff meant to help people keep a positive mindset. Easy to make, no real prior knowledge needed.
Okay, but why that niche? I get they're easy, but why do they do well on YouTube, a platform mostly about entertainment?
Well, it seems they tap into a specific mobile habit. You don't need to pay close attention. There's no personality to invest in. They kind of work as background noise.
Ah, okay.
For millions of people just looking for a quick bit of calm or motivation while scrolling or doing something else. The success is less about story, more about psychology and how people use their phones.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Consumable while you're doing other things.
So for this high volume thing, the tech setup has got to be smooth. Our sources point to using something like Canva. The free version often works fine.
Right, templates are key.
Yeah, it's all about efficiency. Find a vertical video template, basically copy the format that works on TikTok or Shorts or Reels.
And putting the content together. This is where you see the sheer volume commitment, right? Pick a simple image, maybe a calm video clip from Canva's library, add some nice soothing music.
Which Canva often provides, license-free.
And then just overlay the text, the affirmation itself.
And the key here, the metric that matters, is length and frequency. Keep the videos short, like around 7 seconds, hits fast, loops easily, keeps production time down.
Okay.
And the rule, upload daily. Or even several times a day. And you've got to push it out everywhere. TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, all at once to maximize your chances with the algorithms. It's not really low effort, is it? It's low investment maybe, but high repetition discipline.
Yeah, that's pure efficiency, like
Right.
assembly line content. You're trading creative spark for just mechanical output.
Okay, so now we need to completely switch gears.
Right.
From the 7-second affirmation loop
Right.
to something on a totally different scale. Let's talk about the maximum effort, multi-million-dollar approach.
We're talking about Jimmy Donaldson, Mr. Beast. And it's worth remembering how he started. Back in 2012, he was only 13.
13.
Yeah. And like most people starting out, he spent years just making videos. Gaming stuff, estimation videos, pretty obscure, just grinding away until around 2017. And that's when things shifted, right? The sources really focus on that coming to 100,000 video.
Yeah.
That wasn't just a quick stunt.
No way.
It was this massive undertaking.
Yeah.
It took him, what, 40 hours? Just counting?
40 hours straight, almost 2 full days. He had to speed up huge chunks just to get it under the 24-hour upload limit YouTube had back then.
Wow.
And that video, that was kind of the big bang for his channel, right? It instantly showed everyone this channel is about maximum effort, huge spectacle, and just pouring resources and time into things nobody else would even attempt.
And the growth that followed just cemented him as this, platform giant. Our sources, looking at data from early 2020, which feels like ages ago now.
Yeah, it does.
But even back then, he was growing incredibly fast.
Yeah.
1 million new subscribers every single month. He was around 29.5 million subs when that analysis was done.
And the money side, just from that snapshot in time, he was pulling in 300 million views a month, which, based on typical ad rates, probably meant something like $600,000 every month, just from ads.
We should probably pause there because obviously that's 5-year-old data. His numbers now are way, way bigger.
Oh, for sure. Astronomical.
But we use it because it shows the rate of growth, the velocity his formula generated. Even in those earlier stages, it proves the system was working powerfully.
And that velocity, that system, it brings us to the strategy breakdown. The sources kind of boil his success down to 4 key things. Let's tackle the first 2, the actual content formula and how he plays the platform's game.
Okay, factor 1. The source calls it the viral video making machine, which is great because for most people, going viral feels like pure luck. For Mr. Beast, it sounds more like science.
Yeah, or like a hypothesis test, as you said. He figured out the real trick wasn't necessarily inventing something totally new and viral. It was about taking the existing things that work and blending them together strategically into one big high-energy package.
And those basic viral themes are pretty simple, right? Money, reactions, pranks, challenges, drama, or just featuring other big YouTubers' collaboration. That's kind of the toolkit everyone has.
Exactly, but the genius is in the mix. Take that example they highlight. Last YouTuber to leave wins a $100,000 challenge. Why did that work so well?
Okay.
It hits money, obviously, challenge. Reaction, people are going to react. And collaboration, because he had other YouTubers in it. That's 4 out of the 6 main themes in one video.
Yeah.
You do that, you massively increase the odds that it will appeal to different audiences and just fly on the algorithm.
That combining act, yeah, that feels like the core insight. It broadens the appeal but keeps the idea itself pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Okay, this leads into factor 2, which is beating the YouTube algorithm. The sources say the algorithm is basically trying to maximize ad time, right? So it cares most about 2 things.
Click-through rate, CTR, and watch time. Simple as that.
Right, those 2.
And Mr. Beast's whole operation seems built around relentlessly optimizing both. So for high CTR, you need killer titles and thumbnails. His titles, short, punchy, lots of shock value. They ask a question or promise something huge, like immediately.
And the thumbnails are interesting too because, well, they don't look slick or polished like a movie poster. They look kind of rough, almost amateurish sometimes.
But that's deliberate. It totally fits the vibe of his stunts and challenges. Less polish feels more authentic for that kind of content. Plus, they're instantly recognizable as his, often with some big over-the-top reaction shot.
Right, the face pull or whatever.
Yeah, and this links back to a really key detail. Something like over half of all YouTube views happen on phones.
Oh, yeah, good point.
So his team makes sure those thumbnails grab you and are totally readable even on a tiny screen. If you can't instantly get the promise and see the reaction on your phone while scrolling, it's failed.
Okay, so he gets the click. Smart. Now, keeping people watching the retention piece.
Yeah.
How do you hold millions of people for 10, maybe 20 minutes? First up, the intro hook.
Yeah, no messing around. First 10, 20 seconds, he tells you exactly what's going to happen. No fluff. Get straight to it.
Then there's the length itself. Longer is better for total watch time, but people bail eventually.
Right, there's a sweet spot. And for Mr. Beast, the sources suggest that perfect video length is usually somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes. That seems to maximize watch time per viewer without losing too many people along the way.
And then layered on top are the retention tactics. His videos follow that classic story structure. Beginning, middle, end. Setup, rising action, climax.
And the editing is key too. It's varied, right?
Yeah.
Super energetic, funny bits mixed with maybe slower, more genuine emotional moments sometimes. But the biggest trick, Suspense.
Holding back the result.
Exactly. The final outcome, who wins, what happens. It's almost always held right until the very end. It forces you to stick around, to ride the journey, just to find out how it resolves, satisfies that narrative itch.
Okay, that makes sense. It's clever structuring. Which brings us nicely to factor 3, the growth stage. This feels very businesslike.
It is. This is where you see the business brain taking over from just being a creator. He's applying this core business idea. Focus hard on rapid growth, on expansion, over just taking profits right now.
Okay, but I got to push back a bit here. Isn't that a massive luxury? He's making, potentially, $600K a month back then.
Yeah.
And the strategy is basically put it all back into the next video to make it even bigger. How does a smaller creator do that without going broke or burning out?
That's a really important question. And the sources clarify, it's not about matching the dollar amount, you can't. It's about adopting the mindset. The mindset of sacrificing immediate gain for long-term growth. For someone smaller, reinvestment might mean, I don't know, a better microphone, maybe some lights, editing software, not chartering a jet.
Right, scaling it down.
Yeah. The principle is the same, though. Money earned fuels growth, not your lifestyle right now. He's always making content just to fund the next bigger piece of content, constantly upping the stakes so growth doesn't stall.
Okay, that reframes it. Not an impossible spending goal, but a fundamental dedication to always improving, always reinvesting. Got it. And finally, factor 4, positivity.
Yeah, and this one's actually, well, it's kind of refreshing, isn't it? Mr. Beast basically proved that you can build a massive empire online, being genuinely positive and, frankly, likable.
Which is interesting because you look at so much online stuff and it feels like drama, negativity, tearing people down. That's the easy way to get attention.
Right. It often seems that way. But his success shows that a positive brand built around fun and generosity, even within these crazy challenges, can work. And work huge. It shows being, decent and constructive can still win. Maybe it's even a differentiator.
It certainly stands out. It shows that authenticity, when you combine it with really smart strategy, can beat manufactured drama.
Absolutely. It makes you think about the whole platform culture, really.
So wrapping this up, what does it all mean for you, the listener? We've seen these two wildly different ends of the spectrum. On one side, you've got this very mechanical, low-investment, high-volume approach. Success through 7-second affirmation clips, churned out multiple times a day, everywhere.
And on the complete other side, you have the Mr. Beast model. High stakes, maximum possible effort, 10, 20-minute spectacles, backed by total reinvestment, constant tweaking, and this obsessive mastery of every single part of the YouTube machine.
From the thumbnail on a tiny phone screen.
To the exact moment you reveal the winner. Yeah.
But ultimately, both strategies, they both need a really deep, almost systematic understanding of how the platform actually works. Whether that's finding and exploiting a niche with relentless repetition.
Or bending the algorithm to your will through viral formulas and top-tier production. Yeah, the successful path, either way, seems built on precision. It doesn't matter the budget, really. It's about the mechanics.
The only difference is where you put the grind, isn't it?
Yeah. Is it in the endless daily repetition of simple creation? Or is it in the massive resource-heavy push for absolute spectacle?
Which leaves us with a final thought for you to chew on. Mr. Beast famously spent 40 hours just counting to 100,000 early on. That's intense. But the low-content route demands you make multiple videos every single day, forever. When you think about the psychological weight of that, the sheer, relentless daily grind of the low-content factory versus the huge, high-pressure, high-risk, but maybe less frequent efforts of the viral master, which one actually requires more long-term discipline? Something to mull over.